So as we were saying, I think we'll see either Ghost Reef or Sirens first map, if I had to guess.
Yeah. Just nice comfort maps on for both teams, honestly. You know, that big back and forth game that was probably the most exciting game we've seen for a while was on Ghost Reef. And
there's the Picaro ban.
Nice. Yeah, exactly what I expected, and a Sanctum ban to follow suit.
So, you know I can see that going with a Sanctum ban. I don't think either one of these teams are really Amani players, and I don't think both of these teams seem to have a different idea of how the draft should go.
Yeah.
And they might be picking for maps where Amani doesn't have as much of a presence.
So I wanted to bring up, actually, yesterday we saw Massive Damage at least once. I think they banned Sanctum. I don't think Massive Damage are very comfortable in Sanctum Falls, it seems.
They like those more aggressive comps, and it's kind of hard to do it. And I know we keep talking about Amani, but she is such a driver of the meta on some of these maps, like Sanctum and Sirens.
Yeah, it's just because as she goes through, like, you have to have an answer for her, and if you don't, then she's going to actually just annihilate everything. So we're waiting on the top here for the first pick.
I think their drafts, they're getting to the point where they're getting an idea of their drafts and of their opponents, where they just don't want to waste an Amani pick.
Yeah, that's very fair.
Or an Amani ban, rather.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes, right? Because we're still picking maps right now. It looks like the first map is going to be Sirens, and it looks like second map will be Ember. So Matt is actually opting in for the Ember. This is I mean, I don't know. It just, you know, Ember Grove is interesting, but I feel like there's a small community agreement that I've seen back and forth here debating, like, if they actually like Ember Grove or not, because a lot of people are under the impression, like, oh, it's just like a PvE race where, you know, whoever kills the creatures faster are the ones that get get the pushes.
So,
which is not incorrect.
Last map will be Reef, and this is exactly what I was talking about, where when you pick a map like Siren Strand, which is our first map, you have to use this ban on Amani if you're not planning on picking her. And IlluZion, I think, really has a lot of priority on picks like Margrave, which we've seen, but also Kajir.
You called that. You called that right away. It happened in real time.
Kajir, stuff like that. We've seen them want to get that out with their first pick.
Yep. So seeing the Amani ban first and then a follow-up HK ban, they're kind of uncomfortable with Dave or whoever else on IlluZion will have that HK pick. They're going in and just take that away. Very smart. Leaving that Ashlyn and T-Mat open.
Yeah, T-Mat Ashlyn is, I think, a pretty good opening.
Name a more iconic duo right now, according to these drafts.
If you're red side and your opponent doesn't pick or ban T-Mat Ashlyn, I think you probably do this opening most of the time.
Yeah, it seems like you kind of have to. Like, just
and then the response is going to be
there's so many
Sven.
Benefits.
Actually, they don't pick Sven here. They pick like Kajir, Kajir Charnock, or Kajir plus some range character.
Yeah, or some other range character combination. I was gonna bring up, we've seen very comfortable picks on like Charnock and Mozu for IlluZion. We've also seen kind of this weird I wouldn't be surprised if we saw like an assassin pick here as well, just before Massive actually ended up choosing theirs. Because if you take away a certain assassin from a certain player, then well, he's gonna really have to compensate.
Yeah. Yep. And on Sirens, the assassins are so impactful as well.
Yeah.
So much of the dynamic of the fights is you're slamming into the creature or the frontliner, and the assassins are looking for someone who gets low to follow out of the fight.
Yeah. So I'm agreeing with you on possibly the potential Kajir and maybe like Charnock here. I think that would be probably my two guesses if I were a betting man, that would be my two guesses. But we'll see.
I would be surprised if they saw the Sven if we see Sven get picked up this round. Although the danger of not picking the Sven this round is that you leave it open for your opponent to play the double support comp.
Yeah.
Which isn't amazing on Sirens because you lose a lot of your rotation power.
Okay, there's the Mozu. So I was partially right.
Mozu Roland. This is the first Roland that we have seen.
Roland. Oh my goodness.
I think Shadow Wizard Money Gang picked it yesterday, but this is the first one that we've seen.
Yeah. So this is exciting for us. Brand new stuff that we haven't even actually talked about on stream. The Roland Bolas, the direct hits are quite popular. There's the Sven, the double support. Is that locked in?
Okay, there we go. That's what I said. Is if you don't pick your support here, you leave it open for them to take Ashlyn Sven and do double support.
Yeah.
Now, the combination of the Mozu Roland is extreme. Granny.
What is happening? Massive Damage
this actually makes a lot of sense.
They're just playing around.
No, this makes a lot of sense. If you're gonna do the double support comp, you pick Granny because they're gonna keep your hands alive the whole time, and you just plant them on the midpoint. And you have perfect midpoint control.
I mean, that's very fair, but at the same time, I feel like Massive Damage right now are realizing that it's the first game of the best of 3, and they're probably wanting to more prioritize and leave their hidden picks for their Ember Grove, because that's the one that they chose. And just remember yesterday as well, Massive Damage, like 2 games of the games that they played, at least that we saw, they didn't have a single support, and now they're running a triple support. Like this is weird. I'm here for it.
Like, Annie, doesn't Granny just like eat dirt versus Kajir?
Kinda, you know, she's among that crowd of the super squishy low health gang, but she's also got that invulnerability like E that she can to displace herself into the portal. And if she's hiding in there, she can sort of move at half speed, admittedly, but it just kind of gives a little time for someone to turn around. And if Kajir doesn't get out of there, he's probably just going to get jumped on and just like annihilated with a CC. Right now, Massive Damage doesn't even have any CC to even follow up on that. This is such a weird draft for Massive Damage.
They're probably last picking Paco, if I had to guess.
Yeah, Paco would be a great pick. If they really wanted to go out there, maybe get like a Wu who could kind of act as this brawler and finish.
What if you just pick Paco Kajir on Illusion?
Yeah. I don't know if they're going to pick Paco. I do think that Kajir is a good call. I think they're looking for another I think they're trying to find a substitute like support right now.
Granny, first of all, Paco literally just like eats Granny hands for breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
And like their T-Mat does do a lot of damage to a Paco, but you have the double support comp, so you're not really going to break through it very easily.
Yeah.
Like it sounds like this Paco can just stand in the middle of the enemy team. Maybe you don't need to pick the Kajir then. Maybe you can pick something else, but you're not playing a support unless they really want to draft a Vidasi.
I think we might see Kajir or Trip as their assassin if they do end up picking an assassin, and then I would probably go for maybe like a Vodin, just to have the jump pad access for the Sirens, because the D point is very important. We all know pre and post Clash D is the most important point on the map. So having the jump pad access, if you don't have portals from Infernals, that could very much kind of change how you're doing it. But at the same time, I do think that there is a danger here if they don't have a little bit of area of effect damage right now, because Granny relies so much on her hands, Griselda relies so much on her hands just to get anything done. And if you don't have the AoE to kind of cleave them down if they're placed together, or like the massive burst to just destroy them before she can really do anything about it, then
Mozu can kill them from out of range, can't she?
She can, but it takes a little bit of time, which is kind of the problem. And if Massive Damage is positioning them properly or positioning themselves properly, then there's going to be a lot of things between the hand and the Mozu that's shooting at them.
There's the Vodin.
So there is the Vodin. I did call that one.
So this is a triple ranged. And Vidasi,
okay.
So I know Buns was saying that he's been practicing Vidasi. He was actually, one of my good friends, Samurai Toast, who is a Vidasi one trick. Toast was telling me how Buns was PMing him for Vidasi tips. And a Beckett picked up. There is no tank on Mad.
Not a traditional tank, at least. Ashlyn can somewhat support as this very aggressive front line. She's got
Granny's in there too.
Yes, if she ends up going that build, we don't know yet. Well, I'm kind of excited to see if she ends up playing the slap Granny.
They're on a fight around the midpoint right now. No one has D down just yet.
Yep.
And this triple range comp is actually finding a lot of damage. They found a Beckett in the back line, and we're able to get an extra kill here. So it's 30-20 for Illusion.
Yep. So Illusion being Laren side, Mad on the Gren side, grabbing this. They don't actually have quite the control on D yet.
Yeah, they just planted it during that fight.
Yep, and look at the already struggle with the slap Griselma. So you did call that. She's going to be the slap melee Griselma. And but just look how they can't get these hands down fast enough, even with poison assistance, because they just heal for so much.
They need their Mozu. The Mozu's the one that's really going to shred through those, I think.
Yes.
The Roland just doesn't have the damage for it quite yet.
And I think they're going to go ahead and just cut their losses here. They got the 1 kill, and look, you can see that they're positioning to go around and actually attack E with that rotation coming up. So
and this is a newly summoned creature. They delayed this for a while, so the only person on this point right now is Leadface.
Yep.
They're getting a good amount of chunk off on this creature at the start before the team even gets here. So now it's half HP, and the enemy team has finally arrived. They get to choose whether they leave and just leave this thing for later. They're already 10 power ahead. Or maybe they can execute it for a whole rotation.
They did kill it, so they're going to go ahead and back up. Their own creature grabbed it, so now they're just going to say, all right, we got this lead. I mean, it's going to be 80 to 60 after the cap. Oh, they're interrupting. They're going back in.
This is ambitious, but if you can keep doing this, it's perfectly fine. You kind of need to because
Marcus capping.
They have the midpoint on D. This is actually a really smart play because they didn't have that mid control, so this is how you make it happen. You go around and you get the other point.
Very nice. Early 100 to 40
really
for the
nice.
first push.
That was a good finish by Dave.
You see, we reposition, kind of going, and I have no reason to believe that they won't go for this first wound, because honestly, that impact damage is pretty significant. They've got a lot of good escape potential. Mozu teleport, Margrave's charge.
Oh, apparently we can watch Nord's stream. He got in.
Oh, did he? Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and look at that really quick. Let me go back to us.
Yeah, Nord's in.
Nord is in. Thank you, Mr. Nord. Go ahead and talk about stuff because I need to find his stream. I don't think I even have him. You with me, Sarsy? Oh no. Is Sarsy having some issues with his internet right now? It sounds like he might. Alright, you know what? I'm just gonna keep it here as it was, just as the backup, because I'm not sure. I'm not sure what's going on with Sarsy right now. It sounds like it's just me. Yeah, I do now. It sounds like he's having a little bit of issues, but we'll see here. See here that Matt is repositioning, kind of grabbing hold of the D point again. They're doing their best to kind of siege this point, but the Griselma hands being placed properly, just having a, it's making it so incredibly difficult just to get anything done, because that's what Griselma's specialty is, with that zone control. She, once she has a point, if you don't have an answer, she's going to actually get a, she's gonna hold that point pretty well, and it's really hard to actually do anything if you don't have the way to cleave those hands down. Alrighty, I did hear. It sounds like we have our spectator going.
Am I back? Hello?
I do hear you. There you are.
Hello, hi, I'm back. Yeah, so they got a wound, they got out. Now we're 70 to 60 again, so Illusion's just slightly ahead once more.
It looks like Vanjex does have his spectator working, so we're gonna switch back to that. Sorry for that, everybody. We are officially here, and we're gonna get that in there. So watch, look as we see Mad and Illusion. Yep, just
the rotation's coming to D, so they're all repositioning here, ready for the power. But we saw Illusion do this last time. They said, hey, we're just gonna go around on E. They seem to be able to do this with 3 players, and it's just enough.
Yeah, they're just kind of.
And now, when this power rotation comes, Illusion has the presence on this. They put an ob on E.
Yeah, so it wasn't actually enough power when D came back around and Cap. It just left them on 90. So they've got to make some sort of move here. They're going to have to either defend E or they're going to have to kill C, one of the others. They could have probably gone for A, actually. That would actually been really smart because they're so positioned to hold E. I think they could have just killed A fast enough.
Yeah, we're getting a big fight coming in here, ladies and gentlemen. The Margrave's jumping in the middle, getting 3 people. He's gotten onto the Griselma and popped his ultimate, making her leave the fight. Now, they might be able to get these hands down. That's a lot of damage gone. But by the time that happens, the Rampage has already gone through for Gren. They've gotten out of there. They made out like thieves in a night, and it might be 100 to 100, but at the very least, they've gotten the rampage. Now, they might be able to get this orb off of E.
Yeah, I don't...
Looks like a D fight's going on, though.
Yeah, I don't think that they're actually going to end up going for this. Shockingly enough, the one time we don't actually see an EU team going for wound. Oh, but I say that. There's a little bit of damage going on over there.
Yeah, there's a Beckett on the wound.
It's just, I believe it's just T-Mat, actually.
No, the T-Mat's on, oh, no. Yeah, you're right. No, it's Beckett.
Beckett and T-Mat are both there. Okay.
They went gas grenade Beckett.
Yes. That's
This is the first one that I've seen in a pro game.
They did definitely do that, and a little shocking because, well, I mean, I guess Vadasi, you know, just to counter that.
That's true.
Yeah, but Griselma's staying on D point, pretty smart, going to get that back cap.
Poison too.
Yep. Reposition.
Yeah, we can see that Mozu really does like chunk through these hands with Voden's help.
Yes.
Big ultimate going on in the back, but it's not enough. Anubis falls to Adre's hands. And there's more going off. Mozu pops ult in the middle. That gets a good amount of damage on the creature and the players, but it's not enough to really get a kill off.
And they're
Cyclops is doing their best to slow him down, and that's a 4-man Sven ultimate in the middle there, but Leadface gets trapped in. The jump pad's not going to be enough to save him. 60 to 20 for Illusion now.
Yeah, he must have had his jump pad on cooldown because he was using that just to keep himself alive. You know, it looked really fancy and impactful, but if it doesn't actually stop anything from happening, then you're just kind of wasting a big resource there. And then
slapping away. It did half of N's health bar so quickly.
Yeah, and they actually won that fight there, but they didn't keep control of D. Like, they didn't actually attack the creature. So they're just kind of here now. Like, Mad fully repositioned and kept hold of this, even though they technically lost the fight. Although Illusion, you know, took those kills. Now they have 80, so they're just capturing C. They're going to delay E, but the team's doing the exact same thing.
Yep. But this just comes down to who can kill the creature first, or who sends an interrupter to the other side.
Yep.
And it looks like... Oh, they both killed it fast enough to where the power wasn't up. And there's a Margrave interrupting for Illusion. No one's interrupting for Mad, so they'll get the push off here.
Yep. It's kind of what we expected. Just, you know, it was either get a kill or just manually channel the power. They kind of were stuck between a rock and a hard place, and they could have gone all the way around. But if someone didn't stop them, you know, it was going to be a push for Illusion either way.
Is Anubis? I think Anubis is single shotting.
Yes, makes sense.
Now they can't really go for this push because there's a fight happening in the middle. Raki will get caught by Anubis, and there's a lot of low Mad players running away towards Gren. But it's not, it doesn't, oh, that's actually low Illusion players just committing for the wound. The EU players are getting EU stratted. It doesn't look like they'll have enough damage to actually get the wound, but they'll try to die beforehand. Dave will go down, so power won't go to the team. But Anubis goes down afterwards, so that's 10 for Mad.
I'm actually a little surprised they went for that. It just seemed like it was way too late to actually commit. They did a little bit of damage, but they hardly got anything. And now this Margaret is really in a lot of danger. Oh, he's got a little support here now. Yeah. He did make it. Quite an interesting back and forth going on here. I've never seen one team hold the D point so well and still not get any push. I mean, they got one push, but like, I'm just surprised.
Yeah, their Illusion is just being so efficient with their rotations.
Oh, big Vodenol.
And getting what they can. Vodenol gets some people, but it doesn't lead to any kills. Classy's really low health in the middle there, turned into a snail, and he'll go down in the Beckett ultimate. Adre summons the big hand, and that also picks up Nth. That's 2 for 0 for Mad.
That was actually a huge Beckett focus just to kind of stop the initial engage. Like, I think 2 people that were in that little cluster completely died, and Vadasi had to back up, and she couldn't contribute anything. So great, you know, great repositioning. Oh, small miss on the jump there. It's okay. It happens to the best of us.
Granny Hand is a little bit of a meme ultimate, but it does a really good job on the ship of separating the fight in two.
Yes.
Like, if your tank is in the ship, you can just make him stay in the ship.
Yep. And Illusion, we see again just going for this roundabout point on pushing towards C. But Matt is doing the same thing onto the B point.
Yeah, this time it's not as advantageous for Illusion because it gets them to the 80 power. Mad gets to 80 power now. They will get to 90 off of this creature if they kill this one as well.
They're going back to respond to destroy it. I think someone... Okay, there we go. Someone is manually capturing back there.
Thing's already dead, but Adre falls with it. Roxera falls as well, and that's 80 to 90 for Illusion. A big ult from Voden. Leadface is looking low.
90,
With 90 to 90, a single kill will lead to a push. And
Illusion,
that's one for Anubis.
Illusion finds it, the sneaky kill on Griselma from the Mozu.
And that's an auto wound. That's 3-1 for Illusion. So, I mean, Matt has been running through people in our bracket beforehand.
Yep.
But it looks like Illusion found a pretty good answer to their playstyle. Although, this is kind of a different one than we've seen. This is the Granny Sven.
Yeah, I was about to say, if it's not an auto, it's going to be darn near close, but it is, in fact, an auto wound. And look at
it said auto.
Look at the kills that Anubis and Classy have. I'm surprised Margrave having the most kills here. That's insane. So we're going to go into Clash now. Everyone repositioning and kind of getting D at the same time.
Yeah, Illusion was there slightly faster, so they're starting to get a good amount of damage on this creature. That's a quarter HP gone already. Half going down. Nth is just in the back free firing. It's only the supports that can pressure him, and there's nothing coming from it, so that's 10 power for Illusion. They will be able to get this replan, I believe.
Yes, that's the important thing. If they spend so many things to go for it and they can't actually keep it, it's just another resummon. Look at his fights. It's endless.
Yeah, they burn the Beckett ult in the middle, so Classy can't really stand there. But it is 10 power for Illusion. They don't get the point, but they do get ahead in the power rotation.
Yeah. I was gonna bring up earlier how it was so impactful to have a Cyclops here because it blocks an entire entrance. It makes it so difficult to actually keep pressuring because you have to funnel in kind of in one space, or you really have to take your time to go all the way around, and that can be dangerous.
I don't think you want a bloomer on D, especially with the double support comp. I don't think you want any bloomers at all with the double support comp, to be honest with you.
Yeah. And so again, some backcapping shenanigans we see going on here. He's gonna manually capture this power. It gets interrupted.
Yeah, Illusion is way more efficient at interrupting these power collections, though, and Classy can do it pretty much by himself if he's smart about it. And he's a quarter HP, so he'll have to get out, but by the time that he's gone, the rest of Illusion is starting to come around the corner, and that's a big Mozu ultimate. They'll get the power, but Sven falls afterwards. 90 power going to Illusion, and Sturm is stuck in the backline trying to find a way out, but he has no way to do it. 150, and that's a big push for Illusion.
Illusion is just running circles around Mad right now, it seems. Like, Illusion just has the answer to everything. You know, like you said, that Margrave is able to stop so many channels. If the team can just collapse. The rest of Illusion killed 2 creatures on E and F by the time that they actually even got a chance to capture that power. The impact is not as much as it shows.
Push. They think that they might be able to finish it. Anubis burns the ultimate, and now we're down with Sturm before the wound even really begins. Granny Hand gets on the wound to try to stop some damage, but Mozu's channeling in on the other side. Roxaceros getting really low, trying to stop Anubis from doing his damage, but it's down to a quarter. This
They're
one's
all
gonna be
still
really
alive.
Close. Can they find the burst?
They
looks like they will. And that's game 1 to Illusion.
Game 1 Illusion. I just can't believe they couldn't actually find any kills on the end there. It seemed like there was so much damage going around, but they couldn't actually confirm anything. As much as I would like to talk about that match and kind of what we saw, they're actually already drafting the next game. So let's go ahead
game 2.
Let's go and jump right over. So just a little bit of a disclaimer. Massive Damage is going to be on the left, Illusion on the right, just for the sake of the first pick, kind of the first pick here. But I do believe that because Massive Damage is an EU team, we're going to still allow Illusion to be the host of the custom game. So they will still be layering even though they're on the right here.
And we see the Margrave ban at the very start. I'm honestly, any map other than Embergrove, I would be super in on this Margrave ban. I think it's a little wasted on Embergrove.
I don't know, because I think what we saw in that last game was the fact that they kept, doing a lot of the team-wide, player versus environment, player versus creatures kill. Margrave was able to stop them from even doing anything for quite some time just on his own. So
yeah, but Embergrove is way scrappier.
It is.
Wouldn't you rather have a character like Paco or even, I mean, Margrave is good on Embergrove, don't get me wrong, but I don't think he's ban worthy. is what I'm trying to say.
Maybe.
And there's the Paco pick. So they ban away the Margrave, pick the Paco.
Yeah. So ban Margrave, pick Paco. Meanwhile, IlluZion on the other side have gone and go ahead and ban Imani. Imani being really good on Ember Grove. A lot of sightlines that she can stand at and just fire, you know, free farming either side. It's just, it's very smart to do so. I just want to see what the answer is Paco, because picking Paco first is actually quite dangerous because there are very simple rules. I'm reading chat. I shouldn't be reading chat. There are very simple counters to Paco, like consistent hard crowd control, poison for his self-healing. You know, just he's such a big target. It's really hard to actually you know, miss him with your attacks. He also requires like another frontliner to really fully commit. So I wouldn't be surprised if we saw like maybe like a Ramsey here, as well as the Ashlyn. For
this is
IlluZion.
Also the first time in a long time that we've seen T-Mat open for IlluZion, so we might see them pick that up.
Yeah, that's very true. All right, so we are picking the Sven instead of Ashlyn. I did figure it was going to be a support
instead of T-Mat.
Yes, Dave's HK. I mean, I'm assuming that Dave will be on HK. It's a very smart pick. HK, I mean, any range damage dealer on this map, like the sightlines are so big, so picking your early range damage is really smart if you kind of have something that you want to do in mind. We see on Massive Damage though, picking up the Trip and the Roland. So now it looks like they're getting a little more serious.
Yeah, obviously the Trip is a really good pick here over the Granny. And I think we haven't seen Roland priority prior to this series, but I think people are starting to pick up on how good that character is. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Kajir pick next year. People are really starting to pick up on how these newer characters can start to kind of warp not just the draft, but also kind of the game around them when they get in.
Yeah. And IlluZion has to kind of keep in mind what they're seeing right now, because this is the map that Massive Damage drafted. Like, they want to play on this map, so they're going to be extremely comfortable, and they have to be smart here. You know, what is the solution to Trip? What is the solution to Roland? Roland's a lot harder to pinpoint because he's still so new and people are getting used to him. But the solution to Trip, in my honest opinion, is just to stick together and have some good CC. But who do we have for CC right now that Trip would be afraid of? Maybe Zenobia, maybe Ramsey, maybe a Beckett, because Beckett can stay in the air.
Honestly, I think you can mostly ignore this Trip pick right now and kind of save it as a problem for later. I think you can secure your characters like Kajir. If you want to pick a Charnock on Ember Grove, you can pick that. T-Mat, okay. We might be seeing a T-Mat pick. Yep, there it is.
T-Mat's really strong too.
T-Mat Kajir, there we go. Okay, so that's along the lines of what I was expecting. Some strong range threat and also the Kajir pick, because it kind of does match the Trip very well.
Yeah, this is very smart against the Trip because T-Mat has a really great escape, and HK has a lot of health. So currently her two priority targets, the ones that will actually end up doing a lot of damage on IlluZion's side right now, she can't really completely burst. So she's going to have to fully rely on this Beckett that they're just picking up right now to make sure that kills are low and make sure that she can confirm those kills. And we're getting a Wu as well. So a double assassin with a Paco.
Yeah. The Wu pick is really smart because that was kind of what I was thinking was going to round out the IlluZion comp.
So this is what I was expecting from the beginning. You know, we saw Massive Damage, like I said earlier. They were picking these, they were drafting these teams that didn't actually have a support at all. Like the closest support here is like a control support with the Paco. There's no actual traditional like healer support or cleanser support. Like this is a full all-in composition that Massive.
I don't think you even
right
really
now.
need it on Ember.
Yeah. Yeah, if you've got the ability to self-sustain, like whether you're a death ball or if you're just your little two groups on either side, yeah,
Can they just pick Ashlyn in triple ranged?
They could. I mean, Ashlyn as a last pick is quite wild just because it was so far in. I still think right now that IlluZion needs. I guess they don't necessarily need a frontliner, but it would help. Kind of something that can keep these can currently keep these characters under control.
I mean, I think your choices for frontliners here are gone. I don't think you want a Ramsey in this game. I don't think you want a Gnosis in this game. Yeah, there's the Ashlyn. Yep. I think your choices for frontliners are too slim. The Ashlyn allows for a little bit more tankiness in the general team. Well, hopefully letting your range characters set up by, you know, the Kato is not going to tank, but it's gonna mess with them a little bit.
Yeah, there are larger than average health pools across the board for Illusion right now, with the exception of Ashlyn, but she makes up for that with her kind of defensive capabilities with the auras and everything. So yeah, I mean, this is Illusion are really gonna have to play properly and space here, just because. Well, I mean, if Massive Damage if they find a pick with like a good snowball or a good pull with the Wu-Tung, oh man, like what are Illusion gonna do? We got Dave. I still have Dave up on the screen, so we'll
popping in. There is an OB on their E point, so it looks like something went pretty wrong pretty quickly. But it is 30 to 30 power, so there was just a trade.
Yeah, Illusion. I think kind of guessing on the map, kind of looking on the map super quick. I think Illusion all went left and Matt all went right. So they just kind of traded the far points and then rotated back around. It's like going clockwise and going counterclockwise. And now we're here.
And this triple range comp can put a lot of pressure on creatures very quickly.
Yep.
It can just make them disappear.
We saw that Illusion was going for the A point, but then Mad was here quick to respond, so now they need to retreat. Mad finding a kill somewhere here. And just retreating. The crazy, power of this HK, this very strong pick for Dave. He lands his railguns. I'll give him that much.
And they hurt.
They hurt real bad. I
hurt.
I cannot land railguns at all. I love HK. I'm not really good at him, so I'm glad to see some good HK play.
Yeah, I've been trying to play more range characters. It's just not in my blood, I don't think.
Big damage.
So we see a 100 to 80 for Liren here. They do have some okay position, but they're very low, so they're gonna have to get out. Oh, yeah. Do we have a stream? We're in.
Where are we in?
We're in.
Let's go. Yep. Let's go.
So Illusion's pressuring D point with just their Ashlyn right now, while the rest of the wound gets taken down, and that is disappearing very quickly. That's one wound down for Matt. 2 more to go. But they're chasing Leadface out of the middle here, and it looks like he's going to fall. So that's 20 power ahead for Illusion.
Yeah. So Mad ending up finding some of the benefits of just kind of seeing just the unfortunate moment of just collapsing on Illusion, trying to respond to protecting their own creature. Just didn't work out. Look at this constant back and forth.
Yeah, these teams seem to just kind of be accepting that they're both very good at team fights. So they're going to force some rotation, see if they can beat them out on the rotation side of the game. Kill their creatures before they even get there, take their power. Just see if they can catch any kind of slip up.
Kind of reposition. Yep, take down the obelisk. No one likes obelisk on middle. I mean, it's
just 5-man squads roaming around the map.
Yeah, that's like this is gonna be like, this seems to be just the constant thing that's gonna be happening on this map. Just the teams avoiding each other for the most part and killing their creatures. But I say that, and here we are.
A bit of a match in the middle here. That's a 2-man Paco wall. Classy's gonna get hit by that one and take a lot of damage. Purple Buns has to get out at half HP, and Anubis is in the back line taking on Raki. Quarter HP, and he has to run as well.
Big Sven
That's a
focus.
4-man Sven ultimate into a T-Mat ultimate, so Anubis falls down after that one. And Leadface has to run as fast as he can, but it's not fast enough. Purple Buns finds him with the Spectral Waves.
It looks like for a moment that that Mad was able to actually find a couple kills there to bring it back in, but Illusion end up getting the 100, and they're going for this push, and we'll make this even if they actually end up getting this wound.
Yeah, and it's
quite a weird game.
It's a 30 push, so they even got more after the Classy's going down here. If he dies, then this could be a wound potentially. Oh no, Classy's on Illusion. Never mind.
It's okay.
Yeah. We're good. They get a shield.
They're positioning properly here. They're actually not hitting the wound very much at all, actually. Only 5 seconds left to get it. It is the first wound, but look how big that shield is.
Yeah, almost all the illusion players are dead.
Yeah,
they gotta go. But Purple Buns is too deep. He might be going down here.
Ashlyn is just surrounded on all sides.
Chasing him.
Her position.
Everyone's coming back to the fight now, and it looks like, did Purple Buns? No, he didn't. Okay, no. He fell off. He found a cliff and he jumped off of it. He said, "You know what? That's I don't want to let you guys take me."
He just accepted defeat at that point. Yep. Respawning and repositioning, and looking like we're gonna choose to end up fighting over here on the left side of the map.
Dave tries to set up on the creature, but it's not the right place. He gets Paco Ultimate into Wu combo, and he just disappears off the screen. So Illusion has to get out of here. Kess gets found in the back line as well, and it's 50-20 for Mad. Razorov getting combos on Classy, and he's got to press his shift button now.
So I'm just surprised why Sven was even there.
Get out of there.
Again, pull back.
He found 4 other players.
He's just living for so long. Wow. Finally, there we go. That's the power of Sven's high health pool and his jump pad. Ooh.
Needs to chest.
Big
Sturm taking a lot of damage from Anubis, and he'll be found on the back end of this.
Yeah, he stalled for so long that people were able to answer, so they had to. Ooh, big hole, but a big escape.
Yeah, Illusion has a lot to break up here, though. One or 2 kills isn't going to do it. They're going to need to find some sort of creature kill into a power play. And they are starting with the right thing. They're killing the creature. But Gren has both midpoints here, so it's looking... Or sorry, Liren has... Wait, never mind. I'm all messed up. Oh my gosh. Wolfie, start talking.
So, Mad is Liren's side, Illusion is Gren's side. Right now, Mad has a push here to kind of do a bit of impact damage to Illusion's second wound. Should be just under half once it impacts, and they are moving in to strike here. Both teams fully in to defend. Rutger on the first hit. And just a lot of damage.
Focus is coming out. Illusion's trying to put up a defense, but Rutger looks like he's barely even hitting this wound right now.
I think he is actually hitting it.
What's going on? There's just enough damage, maybe 2 seconds remaining, and there's a sliver of health left on Gren, and Raki goes down at the end there.
What a very good defense from Mad. That was, or sorry, from Illusion. Now you're mixing me up.
Yeah, I messed you up now.
Very, very good defense from Illusion there to hold onto their second wound. Mad's still ahead in this game, but Illusion are showing some signs of life.
Yeah, I mean it's still really close because one Illusion push will end up in a wound, even if it's 100, very likely. Classy will get caught out by a Roland ultimate. And a Beckett ultimate makes some more space for them, so this fight might have to get reset while they kill this creature. A quarter HP on the Bloomer.
Yeah, just trying to open it up, kind of finish it off. Get a little bit ahead here for Mad.
Eventually.
Yep. And actually opting to resummon. They're not willing to like let this midpoint fall over.
Illusion putting obs on the midpoint. They don't want to give the power up, I think.
Big cluster here.
That's 50, so it's 50-30 for Mad right now. So even not fighting here would be good, but they want to do it anyways because they found Anubis. They're comfortably ahead in this, and they get to kill this obelisk now. If they want to.
If they want to, for sure. But obelisk, you know, not being...
Oh, it's a Bloomer, sorry.
Oh, I thought you were talking about D. I was like, that's...
The obelisk is on... Yeah, the obelisk is on the other side.
I was going to say, that's a little interesting to bring up. Oh, Dave getting caught out there.
He got the power, so that is a bonus in power for grab.
Yep.
They are 10 ahead now.
But they are gonna, with that grab, it's gonna put them. It should put them at least. Oh no, he did steal the power. You're right.
Yeah, he stole it. Yeah. This creature is getting very low. Half HP for Mad.
I'm all back and forth.
Quarter HP now. It should be getting finished off very soon here.
Oh.
And Classy somehow was in the middle of the fight, got caught by the Cyclops, and fell afterwards. Beckett all doesn't look like it's gonna find anybody. So it's so hard to get it through that little through
the entrance
archway.
Yep. Big fight's happening.
And that's an auto wound, I think. This should be an auto wound.
Absolutely, it's an auto wound. So the problem
even if it's 100, it should be auto wound.
So I actually thought it was gonna be a problem that there was a. I thought it was gonna be a problem for Mad for having an obelisk on D point. But no one actually went back to actually grab it.
Raki actually killed Anubis a little bit early. He should have waited on that because they were already 100, and that kill doesn't actually give them anything.
Yeah.
So they've used the Rowan ultimate, and they have to upgrade the creature now because they left it at 1 HP. They could try to regroup and fight, but they don't have Anubis for it. There's a lot of time on this creature.
This is quite risky to do an adult creature on a midpoint. This is often considered a no-no. Look how fast it's actually dying. It's not even summoned yet.
Falling over.
There it is.
They even have the K-door to open it too.
Not quite dead.
Another team-ad ultimate. He just used that in the last fight.
Not quite dead, but they did push them away.
Wu is finding Kess. Not quite. He'll be able to make it to the Bloomer, but that was really scary for Kess, even with Classy there to help him.
Yep. So now they're just going to opt to stay back here on C, most likely. Find some push on Dave.
Found Dave with the tongue. And he is half HP. Dave might be able to fall down here. He's bleeding from the... he will fall down. He bled out from the dagger. Rocks his Seraph. He's a little deep with his health, but he'll be able to find his way out. This Cerberus is still at like a quarter HP, though. More around half.
Yeah.
If that thing falls, that will be 20 power for Illusion.
Yeah, and despite Mad actually finding a kill there, you know, they have to keep in mind and have some sort of answer to the teammate that was just shooting at them. And look at the damage that they're going already onto this Cerberus.
Yeah, I mean, if they just take this Cerberus down, it's going to be really hard for Mad to do anything about it. And it looks like it just fell, so we're 60 to 60. Adre is getting really low, and Leadface as well, so they have to get out of this fight. They're trying to fight Illusion off of this point, but it might be a little too much for them to bite off. Sturm is hitting Dave down to half.
I'm actually a little surprised.
They're trying to resummon here.
Yeah, so they're going for it. A little bit of fight happening on the D side as well.
There is 40 collected power on the map.
Yes.
Waiting to be picked up.
And they're just interrupting and fighting on both sides. Here. Yep.
He will find him. If they put this creature down, then this could be really big for Illusion. Wu is there for the interrupt. Rafki finding the creature plant, and now this Cyclops is going to start collecting. Illusion needs to try to interrupt this.
It's so back and forth on both sides. Rajay somehow keeping the attention of two.
A manual collect coming in from Dave. And now we're 90 to 90, and the power's at E.
Yeah, so this is actually going to come down to the E point. This is a very rare experience, but kind of what I expected from actual competitive play. Big fights here in the middle. Both teams are here.
Rasta Seraph trying to find something if he can, but he can't quite. Storm is getting bled down to half HP, and now it's a really dangerous fight for this Beckett to continue.
Oh,
Raki also really low on the side.
That was so good.
He gets found by Anubis. Dave might fall in the back line. If we get to 100, then this might not be as scary for Illusion.
Yeah, if they get out of there, they just gotta take their victories here, even if it's not an auto wound, which it should be. Maybe it's not actually.
No, it's not. It's vulnerable.
Yeah, it'll be very very low, but they've got to go all the way around and knock this out. Nope, it was auto.
Wait, no,
I was
it
right.
was an auto wound. It said until vulnerable, but it was an auto.
Yep, it just sometimes shows the weird thing. We've had that happen before, where sometimes it says however many seconds till vulnerable or how many seconds till auto wound. You never know, but my guess was right.
Raki with a nice tongue on a purple bunt. He'll have to get out of there immediately, consuming K-door. But not much will come of it. We're back to kind of a stalemate here.
Yep. So Illusion opting for the obelisk on D again, even though they're not really able to keep control of this side. You know, at least they can stall the potential cap if the rotations go back to the middle.
Gets hooked in. 3/4 of HP, but he'll be able to find his way out safe with that jump pad.
Yeah, the jump pads are so clutch in this game. This Sven has been really strong of a pick, you know, just for finding secures and letting the team escape. Watching them just take out.
This double range comp is just putting down so much pressure. The HK and T-Mat have so much damage on these creatures. They just melt before our eyes.
Yep. Just look at purple buns.
The Roland Beckett have it as well, but it just doesn't have the same oomph to it. Ooh, Kess, or Raki gets found on the back line by Kess, and Adre's taking a lot of damage now too, so he'll probably have to get out. He's finding the little places where he can stand. That's the beauty of playing an assassin in this game, is just finding the little kind of ledges where you can save yourself some damage.
Yeah, these are such close quarters fights, and somehow they just last for forever and ever. And Mad are trying their best just to keep hold of the C point. Like I feel like at this point a couple of creatures have generated more power as kills than, you know, Mad actually dying as players. It's just...
yeah, Illusion has gathered at least 60 power from creatures this game, I've got to guess. Yeah, 60 to 80 maybe.
Yeah, according to the scoreboard, Dave has 10 kills, but I don't think he's killed that many. Yeah, I don't think he's collectively killed over half of the deaths that that Matt have right now. So creature kills are insane. Middle fight again.
Yeah, this is a power collection for Gren if they win this. So Mad has to respond to this. They have to stop them from collecting in some way.
Yeah, they have to be able to hold the point and also not give over 2 deaths while still accomplishing the capture in time before C does. So they need to choose to take this fight. They're just bouncing.
Well, Illusion has an Ob on D, which won't capture by itself.
It looks like we might have had a DC. Yeah, Dave DC'd.
Yeah.
So we're going to a little bit of stalemate right now. But this does mean that Mad probably is going to end up getting a push.
Oh, Dave's back. We're back. We're live.
Okay. Wonderful. That was a faster reconnect than I thought it would be.
Yeah, that was really nice of everyone to wait as well. So Roxaserot's going in and try to stop this decollect, but now you have 2 collections going on both sides of the map. C will get its collection off, so we're 90 to 80. So 1 kill for Leon will make it happen, but they are manually collecting D. Trip's going in for the interrupt, and it will happen. Another manual collection coming through, and Trip might not have this one. Okay, another one comes through. And now the whole team's here to stop this. Yeah, but can they stop the mid-collect at the same time?
Yep, the Sven's not afraid.
They can indeed, or they cannot. They got the power collect.
And he gets out!
Paco ultimate. they really want to get 100 here if they can. Because there's a lot of... I mean, the HK and the T-Mac can take wounds very quickly. But without your Paco here, it's going to be very hard to take this fight. Racky's got to get out. Sturm's already at half HP. This Obelisk actually kind of got a lot of value out for Illusion, surprisingly.
Yeah.
And now they get to set up on the wound and put damage into it. Sturm gets found early in the fight before anything really happens for them, and now they're on 4 versus 5, and damage is starting to get pumped into the wound. HK presses his ultimate, and Anubis is trying his best to get it what he can. Paco falls. This might not be a wound, but they're getting so many kills here and a lot of damage. That's not bad for Illusion in any way.
Yeah, so it ended up being a 2-for-2 trade and not quite getting the wound, but now the question is, can they get out of there?
Yeah, it looked like the woo went on Anubis, or went on Sven.
Oh, they do find a kill there.
Find his way out. They do find Racky. Wow, Anubis turns around and finds Racky there on like 1 HP.
That was quite intense. I cannot believe, if we backtrack to the capturing of the power, I cannot believe that Sven survived that long.
Yeah, I think it was just the Trip was just interrupting over and over because the HK was there to put damage down if she stayed for too long.
Oh yeah, for sure. But the Sven got airstriked, the Sven got Paco focused.
Yeah.
Like he went down to, it looked like less than 100, but he still just survived. You know, Sven has this massive 2100 health pool. It's just ridiculous how long he can live. He literally stood in the middle of a Beckett airstrike. All 3 missiles landed on him, and he just didn't care. He kept channeling.
So we're in a situation where, I mean, Mad is on their tournament wound now. If they take this wound, their tournament dreams and of getting into the finals, that thing's done.
Yeah.
This is and Illusion has 2 chances on it essentially. They have an extra wound over them.
No, Mad
60 power.
Mad has 2 wounds. Mad's Laren.
Or Mad has 2 wounds. Sorry. Oh yeah, no, I don't know. Gosh, what is wrong with me? I keep thinking that Illusion are the ones that are hosting.
Yeah, yeah. It turns out that we are letting the EU teams host matches. So this is kind of turning out in Mad's favor. And again, this is the map that they drafted. So we are seeing them, you know, Illusion's holding their own every now and then. But Mad is definitely kind of still have the upper hand we see going on here.
Kess taking a little bit of flack on the back, but he'll be able to find his way out pretty easily. And we're kind of into a stalemate here, with Illusion slightly ahead in the power race.
Yeah, this staple Obelisk on D is really been clutch. You know, the delay that it does to make sure that no one can capture, but also being safe because the Obelisks don't get power when they're killed. Like, very smart. And the fight once again comes to E in the middle.
Yeah, and even if the collection goes through, I mean, this is Rampage for Illusion, but not for Mad. HK ult comes out, does a good amount of damage.
Lots of missiles.
And there's a lot of focuses coming out in this fight, and Mad just has to respect it and leave.
Manually capturing
gonna start the
here.
collection, but Led says I'm gonna go in and stop that. He's really low, so that was dangerous, but he makes his way out anyway. Kess is gonna commit an ultimate on the back line, but it doesn't find anybody, and Roxas Seroth is there to punish him for it.
Yeah, but the amount of damage he did, forcing them away. But Aradre is still...
tried to finish the kill, but he wasn't able to, and if he dies here, then it's a rampage for IlluZion. It's really close, and Dave will finish it.
Oh, man. This
might... it's so hard to tell with this bug whether this should be an auto wound, I think.
Yeah, it's post clash. It's post clash, and it's still the second wound. It should be an auto wound. I feel like we're watching a rush game right now. Like with
so
the
much
fights
fighting.
that are happening in the middle.
Auto wound, okay.
People that are going back and forth and barely making it out alive and needing to needing to come back in just to interrupt and then get back out. It's just madness.
It's all tied up, ladies and gentlemen. We're 1 wound to 1 wound. Both of these teams on their last chance, or at least Mad on their last chance for the tournament now.
Yep. Fighting on their home turf, just trying to keep the territory. And I haven't seen a bloomer on a midpoint in quite some time. I mean, it is still just a baby, so it's not worth that much, even if it dies.
So many creatures have died. I think it's just what they got.
Yeah, it might be. That's a fair point. Trying to be a little bit poke over here. Woo getting out, of course, because he's Woo. Not sure the same for Roland.
Unmatched.
Yeah. All right, Roland does escape. So they're just kind of repositioning here in the middle. And once again, IlluZion trying to just siege on this middle point. They've been successful so far every now and then, but Mad is sometimes keeping up with the kill feed and the power rotations. So we'll see.
This Roland pick looks really strong, but it seems like it's having a little bit of trouble keeping up damage-wise with the other ranged picks.
Yeah. It's a little bit of damage
going
going
on.
on.
In the middle, and he's slowed, but he'll find his way out.
Yeah, very nice dodge of the railgun from the HK.
Two-man Sven ultimate. Adri's looking in a lot of danger here. He'll go to the left to try to find some cover, and he won't be followed. His stealth's off, so he'll be able to find his way out. Leadface also really low, finding their way out, but Anubis is on them.
Oh.
That's your death. And Beckett's trying to find it as well, but Anubis might be sticking to them. No, they're out. They're out.
Yeah, Matt just kind of sticking a little, like their nose is a little too far in the clutch there, and then having to, respond to the fact that Aradre and this T-Mat, no, sorry, Aradre and the Roland just got a little too low too quick, and they needed to be saved. And, well, they got out, but not everyone did, so now IlluZion's ahead by 10.
We're back to the midpoint collection. 70 to 80 for IlluZion. This rampage could be really, really big. I mean, they just used a lot of ultimates in the last fight, but they've been getting it so quickly. I could see a situation where they just rush this wound down completely, and Gren is getting in the fight as well, but Sturm will find the young bloomer.
Look at the cap here.
Classy collects in the mid.
That was an insane, just like split push opportunity there. They responded wanting to save the B point, but they all went. And then B didn't die, but they didn't get the kill, and then they just channeled over there. So IlluZion got this push under their noses. I don't know why everyone went at the same time.
This is a really big slam for Gran. We might be seeing a finish here. Anubis is running in with his clone. Dave is getting ready to set up, but they've already found him. He's really low HP. He's going to fall over. They're trying to commit for this wound, but it probably won't happen if I had to guess, because so many people are dying. Anubis is falling over as well. Team Adol comes out from Kess. There's another shield
running out.
Purple Buns is trying his best to get what he can in, but between him, Kess, and Classy, there's not much coming out.
They can't do it, but they've all got to get out of there, or this will be really bad.
Before the wound before the power gets given.
Oh, this no.
And he won't.
Yeah, not quite with the jump pad. It was super close, but man, I actually thought they would get more kills from that, because there were still 3 people alive, I believe, and yeah, I mean, 1 is better than nothing. But now they're repositioned over here. IlluZion pushing on this bloomer. They're able to respond fast enough. And now we reset. Or sorry, Matt able to respond quick enough to defend it.
This is a really scary situation though. When you're like, this is really last chance. It doesn't matter how much power they've got. If they get a single rampage, it's done.
Look at this lockdown.
Is starting to fall over. Raki is really low on the backline too, so he can't really contribute to this. And Kess is going to move forward with the ultimate. They're starting to kill the bloomer. This will tie it up for everybody. Now, 30-30 for both teams now.
Rutger just doing what he can to like get a little bit of compensation, but he can't get any kills. Like no one's actually low. And now IlluZion are pushing into enemy territory.
Anubis is going to find a little bit of damage, but he's... oh, the two-man Paco ultimate on the back is going to be pretty impactful. Roland's going up to the top to try to find an angle if he can. And he will find an ultimate on Dave. That's a lot of damage. Can he finish this kill?
Oh, so
he
close.
Might be able to. He's burning.
He
will fall in the end. And Cass is also really low in the backline. Roxaseroth is trying to find what he can, but he doesn't have his trip buddy there.
So somehow Purple Buns doesn't die despite being that low health. Maybe a clutch heal from Sven that we didn't quite see. It just, you know, I thought for a moment that IlluZion stayed for a little too long, and then Mad was going to bring it back. They did find a kill here and there, so they're ahead. But now, now they need to go over to E and make sure. This will be another situation of 80-80. Oh no, the interrupt stops them.
Roxaseroth is trying his best to interrupt this, but it's getting really dangerous with that HK laying into him. He's at a quarter HP now, and now all of the IlluZion players are here to try to secure this power because the E rotation is coming up, and they have to be ready for that fight.
Yeah, so they're out opting to go for F while IlluZion goes over to B. Now it'll be 90-90.
This is kind of a smart heads-up play. They know that this mid fight is coming, so they're going to set each other up to make sure that if any one of them gets a kill, then it's going to be the push, and they don't have to wait for the power collection. But Leadface says, I'm just going to collect the power anyways. The Daze misses off of T-Map, but the reposition will come through. Classy might have to die for that, though, and that will give up the push. Now, the question is, can IlluZion get 100 power? And they are running for the hills, not allowing them to get these kills. Anubis is going in trying to find Leadface, but it doesn't look like anything will come from it just yet.
Yeah, that was very smart by Mad to go ahead and try to force the hand. And they're chasing, they're trying to get this kill.
They need it.
They do need it, you're right. But at the same time, keeping them in combat.
They need to reset, they're already on the wound. They might have forgotten that this is an EU team, and the trip will just run straight for the wound.
Yeah, IlluZion was already on it.
Damage pumping into Gren. And now they have to kill these DPS when Gren's already at half HP. 8 seconds left, and the Beckett's in the air just laying into it. HK deals with Raki, and it doesn't look like there will be quite enough for this. And now this is a really dangerous situation for Mad because they're giving 10 power up into the next rotation. Both teams are on their last chance for this tournament now. If anybody gets a rampage, it's done.
It's so close on both sides. Going over
it's
here.
It's a really nice Ember Grove game.
Yeah, and trying to get this quick bloomer kill. This would actually be 20 power for IlluZion. It would be huge. Big Sven focus.
Leadface goes in with a 4-man Paco ultimate. This could completely turn it around. A lot of team members on IlluZion at half HP. Dave goes back and sets up and finds Adre with his ultimate, but it'll cause him to get traded out. Raki's really deep in because of that kill, and he'll get killed as well. 40-60 for IlluZion. We're back to 20 ahead. Anubis is stuck in the back line. And that's all we get from it. Looked like it was really good for Mad, but it really just turned out to be the same thing at the end of the day.
Yeah, despite a huge 4-man Paco breath, it only ended up being 1 kill, and they traded. They traded 1 kill, so they actually got virtually nothing from it. I mean, they got control of C again, but you know, if that creature dies yet again, more power being over. Anubis super low, getting out of there.
Yeah, he'll slink his way out.
Sneaky snake boy.
The cat snake sickle farmer guy. I don't know. Is he a farmer? He's got a sickle. That's the only thing that they're really useful.
Yeah, so this now comes down to if Mad can properly split push. They have to make a decision. They have to make a decision quickly. Do they keep the farm on C and keep having 1 or 2 people go and interrupt D to stop it from collecting? Which it looks like they are going to do that.
And now they're just going to kill the sea creature and do the same thing. They might try to collect, but now you're 100 points. That's the rampage. And IlluZion just has to sit back and wait for Gren to slam Lear into the ground.
Yeah, Mad fully lost the fight on the other side, so they weren't really able to actually, you know, take advantage of the split push. You know, if they had just let the creature die and made sure that it didn't actually capture, then maybe it would have been different. But they need to do a lot of damage.
It's such a hard call when they're at 90 there. I mean, now Illusion just needs to full commit to this. I can't see a world where this doesn't go down. A Sven ultimate also stops the players, and that's going to be the white screen.
That is
Illusion is going to be moving on to our grand finals.